welcome to SNG. This is the last video on the star hubs. This is the front wheel. The rear wheel will be exactly the same. If you're just seeing this video, if you go to the videos, this is the third video. One was taking the wheel off. Two was taking the wheel off and cleaning one was taking the wheel off and cleaning all the bearings. Two was setting it all up and setting the end play. And this is going to be just finishing it up. So what I did is I took out the shaft. I ordered some parts, and that's why I didn't finish it the last time. I ordered a packet of shims. They're 2,000ths a piece. I needed to put 2 in to get to between 5 and 7 thousandths in play. I got a new gasket that I put on, and I also got a couple new cork gaskets. So all I have done is went to one of the side with the bigger bearing. I took out the clip. I took out a washer, a stepped washer, and I took out the old cork. And I got back to the bearing. So what I'm doing is I'm taking some red grease, tacky grease. This is what I'm using. It's a Lucas product. Use whatever you'd like. And I've put enough grease that I've greased these bearings. I've also taken the shaft, greased the shaft. All right. Now what I'll do is I will stick this shaft in. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put the cork in, and I'm going to put a little bit of grease on this cork. And so we get this done, we'll put that in, and then we'll put that washer in the actual spring that keeps it in. Call it a spring lock ring. So we'll push that in, and I am following the directions. And that is tight. Hey man, tight it is. Actually feels too tight. Wonderful. Well, I assumed this would just push in there and we would be done. But it's not going to work that way. It should work that way, though. Looks like it's a little big, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to push that in there. Looks like to me like it just needed manhandled a little bit. And looking for something to push this back in a little bit without destroying it. Okay, and then we're going to put this guy. It's got a little ridge. Ridge's going to face me. Pop in like that. And I can actually use that. Push back a little bit. And put the spring washer in. Jesus. We all know about the Jesus clips, don't we? I think that's in. And here's, I think that's it. No. There it is. And then really check to make sure that it drops in that hole. One of the ways you can test it is to grab onto one of the holes, see if it'll spin. And it does. All right, so I know it's down in that groove, because if it wasn't in the groove, it wouldn't spin. It'd be in there really tight. So I'm happy with that. So that's how you get that side finished up. What I'm going to do next is probably lay this wheel down. I need to get this washer. And I'll reset up the camera where you can see. So this side, I already have the gasket laid on there. I'm going to take this side here, and what's going to drop in is, it's called a roller retainer thrust washer. That's this flat washer right here. I'm going to drop that in, and what I'm going to do is everything I drop in there, I'm going to take a little light grease and just kind of grease it up. Okay, and after that comes the bearing. And the bearing, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grease. Look at that, pull. I don't know if you can see that. Pull two of the bearings right out. Just going to put a light coating on them. I'm not so much worried about packing these things. I just want to get grease because I'll be able to put some grease in. There's two Zerk fittings that I'll be able to grease this with. Unlike a Timken bearing or something like that you have to pack and you put in and you can't grease it. So I do have to find the bearing that fell out that I heard hit. And there it is. And I'm going to make sure I don't have any metal shavings, stuff like that on it. Okay. Okay. So, like I said, I just want a coating on it. And I'm going to drop that bearing inside with the bearings facing me. I can take them out facing me. So I'm also going to put a little bit of grease on the inside of this. Okay. All right. Now, next thing I'll do is I'm going to take this star hub, and I'm going to back this up a little bit so you can see. One second here. All right, so I have everything, all the thrust washers put on. If you want to see what order and how I put those on, you can hit the other video. You can find it in the videos, or you can go to 61 Panhead Revival, and I've got all of the videos I've done on this panhead on that. So I'm going to drop this in, and again you can see that how it's put together. I'm going to now set this on top of go. All right. Now I can go ahead and take my second cork piece, and again, I don't think you need to grease it. I'm not going to put a lot on. It's just like if I get a little grease on these things, they tend to swell. A little oil, they get a little pliable and they work a little better as far as sealing. So I am going to put a little bit of grease on it, not a lot, so I don't want it getting all over the place. And okay, I'll kind of wipe it off a little bit, and I'm going to stick that washer on there. And now we want to take this last star cover, and this is the top one, and your Zerk fitting will fit through that hole. And now I will take these 5 screws, and I'll put them all on. And I will tighten these Harley tight. You know, I don't want to strip them out, but at the same time, I want to make sure that they're not going to come out. Again, I don't know if people typically put Loctite on these, but it doesn't say anything about Loctite. There wasn't any Loctite when I took them off. They do have these lock washers on them, so I'm not concerned. I think we're going to be in good shape. All right. Make sure you don't cross thread them. I'll go across, kind of do a star pattern, crisscross pattern. Get them all cinched down, about the same. And I'll probably recheck these before I put them on. But right now, that star hub is complete. So, and we'll go through. We'll test everything out, and we'll go from there. So there you go. So I wanted to add one more thing into this video that I forgot to add, and that was after I put it all together, I made sure my bearings moved freely. The manual says to pump in 1 ounce of grease into the hub. And for you star gurus out there, maybe you can line me out. It does not say pump anything into this. I'm assuming when I lubed everything up, I was good, but I didn't really put any grease on this side. So I think I am going to put a few pumps in there. But here, so this is one grease fitting that they don't talk about. Or I haven't seen anybody talk about. The second grease fitting is in the hub, right in the center of the hub. That's the one that they want 1 ounce of grease in. I happen to have a Blue Hawk grease gun. I got on the internet, looked up Blue Hawk grease gun, how many pumps to pump out. 1 ounce of grease, and the Blue Hawk manual says, 33, give or take. So I'm going to pump 33 pumps into this before I put the wheel on, and we're good to go. Now, I do want to balance it, and that'll be another video. I want to check the trueness of it, round-wise, and left to right, and go from there. So that's all I wanted to add in. Didn't want anybody to forget to grease the hub. I'll make sure that the bearings are rolling good. Once I put, the shaft, the actual axle in, and we'll go from there. So, thank you for watching. Enjoy what's left of the week, and if you get a chance, smash that bell, pat that poodle bug, whatever you're supposed to do. Have fun, peace. If you ride them, wrench them, but only if you want to.